Okay, get this. We're talking internet beamed down from space.
From space.
Yeah, space. It sounds like something straight out of Star Wars, but...
It does sound pretty futuristic.
But it's real, well, almost real. There's this company, Transcelestial, they're aiming to, like, totally revolutionize how we get online.
Revolutionize, huh?
Uh-huh.
So how are they planning to do that?
It's all about lasers.
Laser.
Lasers. They're developing this tech. It's called Centauri 25G, and we've got a ton of research and articles about it. It's wild stuff. Think crazy fast speeds, no cables, internet in places you'd never expect.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
All right, so Centauri 25G. First off, it boasts 25 Gbps speed.
25 gigabits per second? That's insane.
Yeah, right. But what really caught my eye was this whole spectrumless thing.
Spectrumless. What does that even mean?
I was wondering the same thing. Like, how can you have wireless internet without using any spectrum?
So it means they're completely ditching radio frequencies. Instead of sending data over radio waves, they're using lasers to create a direct connection.
Wait, so it's literally shooting data through the air with lasers?
Basically, yeah. It creates a sort of invisible, super fast data pipeline between buildings.
So no cables, no radio waves, just lasers. That's mind-blowing.
It is pretty cool, and it solves a lot of the problems that plague traditional wireless providers. No more battling for limited spectrum, no more dealing with regulatory hurdles.
I see. So it's not just about speed, it's about freedom too, huh? Freedom from all that wireless congestion and red tape.
Precisely. And that opens up a world of possibilities, especially for areas where traditional infrastructure just isn't feasible.
Like trying to lay fiber optic cables across a mountain range or something.
Exactly, or under a river, or through a dense urban jungle. It can be incredibly expensive and time-consuming, sometimes even impossible.
But with this laser tech, you just point and shoot, right?
In a simplified way, yeah. You install a Centauri 25G unit on each building, point them at each other, and boom, you got a high-speed connection.
No more digging up city streets for weeks on end.
No more construction headaches. And the best part is, it's not some delicate piece of lab equipment.
Yeah, I read that it's designed to be installed in less than a day. And it's tough. Can withstand harsh weather, high winds.
It's built to last, that's for sure. Because reliable connectivity is key, especially when you're talking about providing internet access to challenging environments.
And that makes me think about Transcelestial's bigger vision, right? They're not stopping at point-to-point connections between buildings.
Oh, they're thinking much, much bigger.
Like, how much bigger are we talking?
They're aiming for a constellation of laser-linked satellites to create a global internet network.
Whoa, hold on. So, like, space lasers beaming internet to the entire planet.
It sounds crazy, I know, but their work with Centauri 25G is proving that it might not be as far-fetched as it seems.
It's like something out of a science fiction movie.
But it's happening right now, right here on Earth. And they're using that experience to build towards that even grander vision.
So they're starting with these ground-based laser links, kind of like a stepping stone to their ultimate goal.
Exactly. They're perfecting the technology, building the infrastructure, and proving that it works. Then they'll take it to the next level, to space.
Okay, so how does this Centauri 25G actually work on the ground, like in practice?
Imagine you have two buildings a few kilometers apart, maybe with a river or a bunch of trees in between.
Yeah, a place where it'd be a nightmare to lay cables.
Right. So you install a Centauri 25G unit on each building, kind of like a satellite dish, but for lasers.
Oh, okay.
And then you align them, point them at each other, and they establish that laser link.
So we're not talking like giant lasers shooting across the city visible to the naked eye.
No, nothing like that. The beams are very narrow, highly focused, and invisible to us. It's all very precise and controlled.
Got it. So back to the big picture. Why is this technology such a big deal? I mean, faster internet is always nice, but what are the real-world implications here?
It has the potential to solve a problem that's been plaguing the internet for years, what's called the last mile challenge.
The last mile.
Yeah, it's that final stretch of connectivity between the main network and the end user, your home or business.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely felt that frustration. Like, the internet's this super highway, then suddenly it's a dirt road to my house.
It can be incredibly frustrating and costly to solve with traditional methods. But Centauri 25G can bypass all that.
So it's paving that last mile with lasers.
Exactly. And that opens up so many possibilities, bringing high-speed internet to remote communities, bridging the digital divide, even transforming industries like healthcare and education.
Okay, now we're talking. This is starting to sound pretty huge, like life-changing huge.
It really could be. Imagine doctors performing remote surgeries with crystal clear video or students in rural areas having access to the same online resources as those in big cities.
It's amazing to think about the potential. It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative.
It's definitely an exciting time. But now let's shift our focus to you, the listener.
Yeah, let's get personal. What does all of this mean for you? So we've covered a lot of ground, from space lasers to the last mile challenge.
It's a lot to take in.
But now I want to talk about the potential downsides.
Yeah, there are always a few bumps in the road when you're dealing with cutting-edge tech.
Right, like security, for example. When I hear shooting data through the air with lasers, I immediately think, isn't that kind of risky?
It's a fair question. Security is definitely something Transcelestials had to think long and hard about.
So, like, how secure is this thing? Could someone just, intercept the laser beam and steal all my data?
Well, think of it this way. Those laser beams are incredibly narrow, like super focused. Trying to intercept one would be like trying to hit a bullseye on a moving target from miles away.
Oh, okay, so it's not like this giant laser beam sweeping across the city, broadcasting everyone's data for anyone to grab.
Not at all. It's extremely precise and targeted.
So that's one layer of security. What else?
On top of that, the data itself is encrypted. So even if someone managed to intercept the beam, they wouldn't be able to make sense of the data without the decryption key.
Makes sense. Okay, so security seems to be covered. But what about cost? This whole laser communication thing sounds pretty expensive. Is this going to be a luxury for, like, the super rich? Or can everyday people actually afford it?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's still too early to say for sure what the price point will be for consumers down the line.
I guess that makes sense. It's still pretty new tech.
Exactly. But Transcelestial's aim is to make this technology as affordable and accessible as possible.
That'd be awesome. I mean, everyone deserves access to fast, reliable internet.
Absolutely. And as they scale up production and streamline their manufacturing process, the cost should come down. It's like with any new tech. Remember when flat-screen TVs first came out? They were crazy expensive.
Yeah, and now they're practically a dime a dozen.
Exactly. As technology matures and becomes more commonplace, the cost tends to drop.
Okay, so fingers crossed on that one. But even if it does become affordable, aren't there a bunch of other hurdles they'll have to overcome, like red tape and bureaucracy and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Regulatory approval is a big one. Every country has its own set of rules and regulations about using lasers for communication.
I can only imagine the paperwork involved.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a headache, but it's a necessary step to ensure that the technology is used safely and responsibly. And then there's public perception to think about.
Yeah, that's true. People can be kind of wary of new technology, especially when it involves, invisible lasers shooting through the air.
It does sound a bit sci-fi, doesn't it?
Exactly. I can already picture the headlines. Beware, death lasers beaming internet from space.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that. But it's a valid concern. They'll need to be very transparent about the safety of their technology and do a good job of educating the public.
I guess it all comes down to trust, right? People need to trust that this technology is safe, that it's not going to fry their brains or spy on them.
Right. Transparency and open communication are key. Showing people that you're committed to using this technology responsibly, that's how you build trust.
So it sounds like Transcelestial has their work cut out for them. They've got a lot of challenges ahead.
They do, but they also have a lot of potential. It's like they're climbing a mountain, and the summit is this incredible vision of a global laser-powered internet network.
A mountain of challenges, but the view from the top could be amazing.
Exactly. And the progress they've made so far with Centauri 25G, it shows that they're serious about reaching that summit.
It's inspiring to see them pushing the boundaries like this.
It is. And it's not just about the technology itself. It's about what that technology can enable, how it can improve people's lives.
Connecting people, bridging the digital divide, creating opportunities.
Exactly. But now, let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about the big picture, the global impact. But now, let's zoom in and focus on you, the listener.
Okay, let's get personal. How could this technology impact your life? All right, so we've talked about all this amazing potential, connecting the unconnected and whatnot. But let's get down to brass tacks. How could this tech actually change your life?
Okay, well, think about your current internet experience, day to day. How often do you run into those frustrating moments of, like, buffering or lag?
Ugh, all the time, especially when I'm trying to, download a big file or have a video call.
Exactly. Now imagine those frustrations just disappear.
Poof, gone.
Pretty much. With the speeds Transcelestial is talking about, 25 GVPs, even faster maybe, those annoying delays could become a thing of the past.
No more waiting for, ages for a movie to download.
Nope, you could download an entire movie in seconds.
Seconds, seriously.
Seriously. And video calls, they'd be crystal clear. No more lag, no more frozen faces.
Hmm.
It'd be like having a fiber optic cable plugged directly into your laptop.
Okay, I'm sold. Sign me up.
Right. But it goes beyond just speed. Think
Mhm.
about all the things we do online that need a lot of bandwidth, like streaming HD movies, online gaming, you name it.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big gamer, so I
Uh,
feel that.
with this kind of speed and reliability, it would totally change the game. Literally. No more lag, smoother gameplay. It'd be amazing.
It'd be like playing on a whole new level.
Exactly. And for things like virtual reality, forget about it. It could be so immersive, so real. It'd be like stepping into another world.
And for work, too. Imagine collaborating with colleagues across the globe on huge projects, all in real time, no delays.
The possibilities are endless. It could revolutionize so many aspects of our lives.
It's mind-blowing. But let's talk about the flip side for a second. We touched on some potential downsides before, security, cost. Are there any other like ethical concerns or risks that we should be thinking about?
You're right. It's important to consider all angles. One thing that worries me is that if this technology isn't accessible to everyone, it could actually widen the digital divide.
That's a good point. It'd be a shame if it became like a luxury only the wealthy could afford.
Exactly. We need to make sure everyone benefits from this, not just a select few.
So equitable access is key. What else?
Data privacy is another big one. With more data flying around wirelessly, we need to be extra careful about security and make sure our information is protected.
Yeah. I don't want my personal data beaming across the city for anyone to intercept.
Right. We need strong safeguards in place, clear rules about data collection and usage, and we need to be aware of the potential for surveillance.
It's like anything, really powerful technology can be used for good or bad.
It all comes down to how we choose to use it, how we regulate it, and how we hold those developing it accountable.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the choices we make.
Precisely. We need to be active participants in shaping this future, not just passive bystanders.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this wild world of laser-powered internet, I'm feeling a mix of like excitement and a healthy dose of caution.
Yeah, I get that. It's incredible technology, it really is. But we need to be thoughtful about how we use it.
We need to make sure it benefits everyone, that it connects us in positive ways, and that it doesn't create new problems.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's a reminder that technology alone isn't the answer. It's how we choose to use it that really matters.
So to our listeners out there, we leave you with this. What role will you play in shaping this future? Will you be a passive observer, or will you help steer this technology towards a brighter, more connected future for all of us? Think about it. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.